Homelessness is a serious issue in Southern Oregon. That's why NBC5 News is working to bring awareness.
In tonight's installment of Hope, NBC5's Blakely McHugh introduces us to a man who struggled with homelessness as a teen, but he's now working at the same organization that helped him all those years ago to help others going through the same thing.
You know, I went to a private Christian school from kindergarten throughout my junior year of high school and never thought in a million years that I would be getting involved with that type of stuff.
Bryan Wenzel had a father who loved him, a roof over his head, and a good education. Even though it seemed like he had it all, there was something missing.
You know, my dad got married, got divorced a couple times. You know, I always had this kind of like buying like, hey, I'm getting the family I always wanted, and then the family goes away. You know, and it just made me very kind of sad and depressed.
He was hanging out with a group of friends that taught him to deal with those feelings with drugs and alcohol.
By the age of 17, I was a completely full-blown drug addict.
He stopped going to school, he left home whenever he pleased, and stayed wherever he wanted.
I was just really running my own life at that point. My dad had no idea where I was. You know, he'd call the cops sometimes and haven't seen my son, report him as runaway. You know, cops would track me down, pick me up, bring me back home.
At 17, Bryan found himself homeless after he was arrested for drugs and theft. His dad telling him he couldn't come home any longer.
And my dad said, I'm sorry, I love you, but you're not coming home.
That's when he knew he'd hit rock bottom.
Looking at 17 years old, spending the next 18 years in prison, that was a huge wake-up call to me that something needed to change.
He got connected with Hearts with a Mission, an organization that takes in homeless youth and transitional youth, and he slowly started to turn his life back around. The faith-based nonprofit got him into drug and alcohol treatment and helped him get into a credit recovery program so he could enroll in school again. Slowly, his life was taking a turn for the better.
One thing that they gave me was not only did they change my life and they changed how I cope with problems and they changed my perception on things, they gave my life purpose.
That purpose led him to get his bachelor's degree in criminal justice so he could help kids struggling like he was.
And when I was 21, I thought to myself, Mike, how can I start giving back? What could I really do to make a difference? I've gone through so much, I've learned so much, what can I do?
Now Bryan works as a case manager at Hearts with a Mission, working to give kids the same kind of hope that he was given when he first walked through their doors. In Grants Pass, Blakely McHugh, NBC5 News.